Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Intellectual Podcast, where we are doing a callback episode, our first one ever.
Yes.
We are re-ranking dating theories.
Yes.
The good ones this time.
The good ones?
The good ones. Good thing, like dating theories that we actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Because we did the bad ones last time.
Right.
Those ones were tragic. We had things to say about them.
Right.
Whatever.
Most of them we definitely had critiques, adjustments, edits, if you will.
Edits, if you will.
But yeah, and I'm Renee.
I didn't even say I'm Jem yet. I was about to, but go off, queen.
Wait.
You're just so used to it.
Yeah.
You're just so used to it. Just
I'm not going to lie. Like, okay, for everyone that's listening to this episode, we had a glass of champagne before we started this podcast. I'm not going to lie. It hit me a little bit more than it should have. Only because I'm in that in-between period of lunch and like dinner where my stomach is not quite full of food.
Got
so
you.
it's like, it's
so
hitting me.
You're a little buzzed.
I'm a little buzzed. I'm a little like doing things like that. And I'm Renee, when you'd even say your name was Jem.
Well, this will be fun. Like now I want to take a shot, low-key. Like now I'm trying to be on your level.
Why, should we take it then? You've had more champagne than I did.
Well, I also...
You are bigger than me.
Like, have I ever been as drunk as you were in any...
No, this is very true.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Jem.
Yeah.
No. Ooh, this is going to be an episode.
I'm Renee.
This is going to be an episode. And we are your hosts for today, where, like I already said, we're re-ranking dating theories. And this is I don't have like a lot of dating theories to re-rank because there's not a lot of good ones. Like I have way more bad ones to critique.
There's a lot more bad ones. I think a part of it is just because the nature of creating a dating rule in the first place
is already
very
problematic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so, dating is so subjective. Timeline can be so subjective to so many different variables. To create like a hard and fast rule that can be applied to the general public is hard to do. So most of the time they kind of just sound dumb because it's like
they do.
You know what
That's
I mean?
very true.
Yeah.
Which I will say, when you can find a good one, it's so good.
Totally. I agree with this.
So yeah, welcome back to Ranking Dating Theories Part 2. The good ones.
Yes.
The good ones.
Though, as you were saying, the ones that I have, let me look at it again. Oh, no, they're good. They're just kind of short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I'll start with this one. And it's probably the best theory I've seen on TikTok.
Got you.
And I'm not exaggerating because there's not a lot of good theories on TikTok.
Right. I was going to say, because I don't feel that way about any of my theories. I'm not like, this is the best, like, this is great. I'm like,
that
like...
was literally the point of this episode.
Well, I was genuinely trying. And I was like, no, these are good and applicable and I will use... I maybe take that back a little bit. I just wasn't like, this is the best thing ever. You'll see. Go on. I'm sorry.
I think this is the best.
Okay.
It's the orange peel theory.
Gotcha.
And it was a trend that all these girls were asking their significant others to peel an orange.
Gotcha.
And the way they do it and their response to it tells you what you need to know.
Oh my God, yeah. I saw that. I saw those videos where people were doing that.
So it's like, hey, babe, can you peel this? And the intended response is like, sure, yes, I will peel this orange for you.
Right. Like if you how to pass the test is if you respond in that way.
But to really pass the test, it's to qualify the request. Like there was a dude who was like, yeah, do you want it like in slices? Like is an orange okay? Like what else do you want with it? Do you want water? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
need anything else, babe? Yeah.
Like the care and concern that was like, I forget the word. The care and concern that you could visualize from their response is exactly the point. And as far as like testing your man goes, I know you love testing men.
Oh, my favorite.
Right. And men, I will say, as much as I personally hate being tested, I think as a woman, testing men is extremely useful and very important. Like as a woman, you should be testing men. Yes. Just don't test me.
Just don't test me, bitch.
Right. Right, exactly. And as far as tests goes, these type of tests are the best. This test is super good because it's non-invasive, it's not demanding, it's not entitled. It's a simple request. And if they can't accomplish and achieve an action, a simple request, you do not need to be with them immediately.
I agree. There were some that I saw that were, I was like surprised that the girl posted it. Where like it was where it was bad, where it was like there was this one where he eventually did it, but he was so combative and just like snarky and like a little just like passive aggressive for no reason. Like for no reason. And they just end up chalking up like, oh, us relationship in a relationship.
My quirky ass relationship.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
sure.
no, but like
there should not be that much friction.
Even if it's like even if it's like joking, and this is something that I've learned, like negative joking from a man, even if it's joking, is still really there's something underlying going on. It still very much impacts relationship, and like you should not be like that should not be dismissed, because I feel like in those situations too, girls find themselves where like they'll be like,
no, he was like joking,
like, you know, like that actually didn't make me feel good, and he's like, well, I was just joking, like I'm just being funny, you don't have a sense of humor, girls aren't funny.
They
and
aren't.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's so untrue. You laugh at me literally all the time. I'm hilarious.
You're really funny.
Thank you. So anyways, point proven.
Who are you fighting?
But like, I'm fighting for all women that sentiment of like girls aren't funny is like so stupid. But like it's completely dismissive to like what's going on. So like that, oh my God, that was like so triggering for me. I saw that and I was like, like you're being like this way, and it's like you're going to pass it off as like, oh, I'm just being funny, but it's like, no, that's actually like, these are the building blocks of like a relationship. I'm doing such a gym movement.
I'm glad.
God, I'm glad I'm
finally hanging out with you. We hang out quite often these days.
Yeah, no, literally. Oh no. These are the things, like you would do it at that exact moment.
These are the things. These are the things. These are the things.
I hate it. But yes, these are the things that we talk about, the building blocks of relationships, like those small moments that matter. Anyways, and when I saw those videos, I was like, God, that's
really enjoying this.
Not good. Well, yeah, it was definitely. You were enjoying it?
No, like I'm enjoying you trying to express yourself off the liquor.
Gosh.
It's very amusing.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
No, yeah. And if there's that much friction for such a simple task.
Yes.
It's like, and to your point too, like the jokes, if they do imply some underlying tension that's happening there.
Yeah.
Why as a man are you choosing that to joke about?
Yes.
Like if you're feeling that uncomfortable from a joke and you're just like writing it off like, oh, it's a joke. That's like a personal thing. If it's making you feel uncomfortable, it's a personal thing in your relationship.
Right.
Why are you joking about it so casually?
Right.
I'm suspicious.
Like, I don't know. It was, it's just like, it's weird. And I maybe girls do this too, but I only have experience with men. But I notice that men will do that, is like whatever like contempt they have or something.
It's expressed through humor.
It's expressed through humor.
That's true.
Yeah. Did I hit the nail on the head on that one?
Contempt.
Yeah, men.
Male
gotcha.
contempt. Okay, wow. Male contempt is expressed through humor.
Yeah.
It's like deflected through humor.
Yes.
Yeah.
1000%.
So pay attention to what your men be joking about. That's another rule I just made up.
Yeah. No, but real.
Yeah.
So real.
Pay attention to what they're joking about. Because if it's about the relationship, it's not as much of a joke as they might want it to be.
Or if it's some sort of like negative connotation about you or like the task that you may have asked them. The thing, like,
there's levels to it.
Yeah.
100% there's levels to it.
Exactly.
But the orange peel theory, I think, of all the things that people say to do in a relationship to see what your man is thinking, this is like the best and most accurate way. Because it's such a unassuming task.
Yes.
Like if you can't peel an orange for your girlfriend,
right.
If you're not like excited and willing to peel an orange for your girlfriend, I'll peel an orange for a stranger.
Yeah.
I like peeling oranges low key.
Wow.
It's like it's the masculine task of like doing things. Like peeling things is really fun. So if like you don't want to do that for the love of your life, that's not the love of your life, fam.
Yeah. No, 1000%. 1000% I agree with this. I agree. Oh, me. Okay. I almost want to like rapid fire because they're kind of like some of the ones that like I personally enjoy are, well, actually I'll do this one. This is like a good one, I think. which I think you will probably disagree with.
Well,
just
let's
because,
let's see.
Actually, we'll see. But like, just given your, nope, I'm not gonna say it.
Given my what?
You'll see.
All right.
Okay, this one I found was the 333 rule. Okay. I liked it because of angel numbers. Okay. That was the only reason. No, I'm just kidding.
Girl, please.
But basically, obviously, there's 3 threes, and the rule essentially states that by the third date, it's date, week, and month. By the third date, you should know whether you're attracted to one another. By the third week, you should know whether there is an actual chemistry potential and an actual future between the two of you. And by the third month, you should know whether you want to commit and be in a relationship with this person.
I see why you think I would hate it.
Yeah.
And I kind of hate it.
You do.
I
know.
Hate it.
I know you do. It. I guess like I like resonate with that one because even in moments like it's just for me, it feels, and granted, all this is subjective. Like the dating advice, the dating rules that we think like, oh, this is good advice. It's like, well, this is the experiences that I have. This is what I've learned. And so this is what I think is like the best way to approach it. I have found for myself that moments where things have gone, where I've had questions in certain moments, in the future, those questions usually come back. Or like moments where I've had like situationships or people I've dated for an extended period of time, past like 3 months, that we haven't made things official. Those also never ended up being something like significant or like actual like viable options for a relationship. And so it is kind of one of those things. If you are by the third week not feeling like, third week is like, in my opinion, prime, like at the beginning honeymoon stage. Right. Like you are high on like just excitement of a person. So if you were in third week and you're not just like imagining like, and of course it's with a lot of idealism. It's not as if it's like entirely it's not, at least how I interpreted it. It's not entirely, there should be elements of practicality. Obviously you should be having conversations as we talk about of like future alignment, value, et cetera, all these things. But I think there should be like an element of like, I can really envision like a future with this person. Right. Whereas like there's definitely people where like I've tried to push things, but by like within the first month, it's like that future is murky, but I'm still trying to push it because I think they're hot or I really like them and like blah, blah, blah. And like, so I feel like it's been pretty applicable to me, you know?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that because I like the first rule. I think the first rule is true. 100%. The second one was where I was like, I don't know, 3 weeks, you need to know the future.
Totally.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah. The way you interpreted it.
Yeah. And granted, maybe that's not these people were saying it, but that's what I say.
Yeah, 100%. And I also have to think about it in like generality and not my dating life specifically.
Totally.
Because that just is not applicable at all.
Yeah.
Right. It can be 3 days, 3 months, 3 years. Like none of that kind of matters.
Right.
But as a general rule, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. I would actually change it to 369.
Ooh, yeah. I could definitely see that for sure.
So by the third day, yes, again, first rule, love it.
Yeah.
But then by the 6th week, and then the 9th month.
The 9th month?
What was the 9th? What was the third one?
Whether you want to commit and be in a relationship with them.
I'll give them 9 months.
Interesting. That's too long for me. But we've always known that we've disagreed on that.
And it's not even, maybe it can be like 3 months worth of dating, but in the modern era, 3 months worth of dating will happen realistically in
over 9 months.
Because you're seeing like each other once a week, maybe type shit.
Sure. I guess like what my style of dating.
Again, generalize it. You gotta be a little more general.
No, this is true. But like I do feel like if people are excited about someone they're with, they're typically seeing them about like once a week.
Y'all need to get some hobbies. Yeah. Anyways.
All right, I'll leave it on that. That's Jim's idea.
Y'all need to get some hobbies.
Oh gosh.
Wait, more than once a week is crazy.
No, I said they're seeing them like once a week. If you're excited about someone, you're seeing them like once a week.
At least once a week.
At least once a week.
And
for me, it varies. Like some weeks are busier than others.
So by 9 months, you should have met each other a total of 3 months worth of time.
I don't know. there's also talking, you're texting, you're sharing things, you're having conversations.
If they don't want to commit after 9 months, leave them.
Definitely. But in my head, I'm like,
give them some time. It's okay. Life is varied. They might be exclusive with you for the entire time. Just like titles are what they are.
I can understand.
Yeah. I don't mind if you don't agree.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. And we know I like people who are obsessed with me. So I'm like, 9 months is too long. Why are you waiting to bag this? I honestly kind of hate myself for saying that.
Well, you said it. Think about that. I
take that back. I'm cringing at myself. I apologize.
The things you say when you're drunk, right? This is immortalized on the podcast, which is crazier, which is so much crazier than like a text message between two people.
The even worse thing? I will say this to people I'm dating.
You should let them know. Let them know. Maybe
but I don't. But I actually don't say it in that like confident, like, well, you're lucky to be. But it'll be more. Like it'll be more. No, it'll be more like I'm having like a just recently had a conversation, and I was like yeah, like we were talking about insecurities, and I was like, well, like I'm not really insecure, like. I'm pretty confident that like I have good looks and like I'm like wait, it was more of like a contemplative, like interactive thing of like trying to qualify like my insecurities. It wasn't like trying to be like, and I do have insecurities. I was like out loud, like
thinking out loud.
Exactly.
Got you.
Anyways.
Well, I don't got no insecurities. That's just crazy. Again. I won't backtrack on that.
Yeah.
I believe it 100%.
10 you are lucky. Down.
Yeah, 10 toes down. You're very lucky if I want to date you. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
All right, next one.
This isn't really a dating theory, but it's more like a human interaction thing.
Okay.
And they said, women are born at the top of the mountain. Men are born in the valleys below that.
Okay.
So men are judged by how far they climb, and women are judged by how far they fall. So masculinity has to be built, and femininity has to be preserved. And they go on to say that
I like that.
Whether or not this is the way it should be, we as a society cannot deny that is the reality of our programming.
Yeah.
Why it is we can talk about, and that's like the nature of the debate.
Yeah.
But it's a thing. It's a thing. Women are judged by how far they fall down the mountain. Men are judged by how much they can climb it.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good way to think about it, because it's always that to me isn't accusatory.
Yeah, no.
It isn't demanding a thing.
Right.
It's just stating a fact. So besides and trying not to co-sign all the rhetoric on either side.
Totally.
Should women be a certain way? Should men be a certain way? All that stuff, like the red pill talk about and all that stuff. All the whatever. I'm just like, oh, that's so irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, masculinity does have to be built.
Right.
And you're going to have to like contend with that and deal with that. Femininity does have to be preserved. Don't fuck half the football team.
Yep.
Just don't do that.
Just don't do that.
It's okay. You don't have to do that. Like you don't have to do that.
Right. There's not a gun being held to your head. This is true.
So I was like, that's a great way of summarizing this very controversial notion.
Yeah. I like that. One that I have. This one I actually really enjoyed because, well, I'll say it, then I'll say it. This one I got from this TikToker, and I think she actually has like a YouTube as well, so I want to give her credit because this was word for word her thing. Her name is Tam Carr. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's the 7-day deadline. And what it is she, when she's dating, she gives men 7 days max of the talking stage to ask her on a date. If there's not a date planned, scheduled, or we have already seen each other by the 7th day, then I am
ghosting you,
packing my bags, saying adios. We're leaving.
Such a generous time frame.
Yeah. Well, but this is the thing, is that people, and I probably have done this before, like people will be in talking stages for forever. And granted, she didn't, and I maybe want to expand on it of like, I don't know, I don't think she ever like specifically talked about like whether she had seen them, because I know girls women, my friends, people,
right,
who have been in like myself, been in these specifically, been in these talking stages where like they may be hanging out with this person, but they haven't actually gone out on a date with them, and so they're allowing themselves to exist in like this limbo of like, oh, this
so you're
guy's
really
showing
qualifying.
This guy's showing interest. Yeah, so I'm like, so
like spending time together and going on a date is not the same to you.
Exactly. Okay. Like no, like. You need to be intentional, especially if you're someone who wants something serious from this person or wants something serious in general. Like, granted, if you're just fucking around and trying to find out, fuck around and find out, by all means. Like,
so threatening.
No, it's not threatening at all.
Fuck around and find out is very threatening.
Look at my face. I mean it in a very nice way.
Fuck around and find out. Right.
But like, I guess I want to expand it a little bit to like, there's a difference between like hanging out and like in a very passive way where like you will be hanging out with this person for weeks and like you haven't actually gone out on a date with them. Like there hasn't been any intentionality from this man to like take you out on a date. And I think that's problematic. So I like and I like her specificness of like having not seen one another. And I'm assuming from dating apps, this is probably more specific what she's referring to as well.
I agree with.
Yeah, like if within 7 days you've matched on an app and like there's no planned date like at all.
That's the point.
There's literally no point. Don't waste your energy. I really like it.
And again, like I said, I agree. I would give him like 3.
Yeah. No.
So like 7 days is very generous to me.
Totally. No,
yeah,
that's
sure.
I agree. I definitely agree.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. There's a
because people exist in talking stages for too long.
They do.
People just be like, oh well. I'm like, girl,
get
some balls. Let's go.
I'm never gonna make that joke. Yeah, no, I fucks with that shit low key.
Hell yeah.
Which is funny because mine comes from Peasant Party. She's a podcaster / TikToker about dating.
Okay.
I really enjoy her stuff. She's very passionate about dating structure.
Totally.
And she's always going to be talking about how there's no such thing as a talking stage. So very funny that.
Yeah. Wait, I like this. Yeah.
There's no such thing as this talking stage is the period of time it takes you to go on a date.
Yes.
Once you start going on a date,
gotcha,
you're dating.
Yeah, I see.
There is no talking stage. And I was like,
that's fair.
I like that.
Can I? Yeah, like
Of course you can.
Right. Well, like I completely agree. I just like also, and I think maybe I'm trying to think of like the context in which I'm talking about. And I think it's probably more so if someone's like interested in someone who they kind of hang around in similar circles. That's probably more so what I'm like thinking of. But like I feel like I see people kind of like, oh yeah, like we hang out like with our friends or with these people, we hook up afterwards, and like there's this limbo talking stage. And maybe that's not talking stage or dating, that's a situationship. Maybe that's what it is.
Right.
But like I feel like people like will refer to it as like a talking stage, but like they haven't actually gone out on a date, but like they see one another and like they're texting and talking.
It sounds
and it's
better.
Like, yeah, maybe that's.
I think they're just trying to preserve a little bit of dignity.
Gotcha.
And not trying to say what the situation
actually
is, because that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I really want to be with this man, but insert whatever you need to.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. That's probably true.
But fundamentally, there is no talking stage.
Because when you said that, I was like, I agree with that. I do.
Me too. I love that. I love it.
Was that your?
That was mine.
Okay. My next one, also another time limit. 90-minute rule for first dates.
Oh, like how long it's supposed to be?
First stage to not last longer than 90 minutes.
Damn, I do not follow that rule at all. Ever. Like my first dates are usually like really long.
Yeah.
Uncharacteristically long. Like they should not be as long as mine are usually. But I be spending like 4 or 5 hours with these people.
Yeah.
I'm just such a great conversationalist. I'm a great time. Yeah, I'm a great time.
And you know what? That's the excuse that I make too.
I am. I'm a great time. Of course you would want to leave.
Right.
What do you mean?
Like it's just great conversation.
Honestly, yeah. Let's get another round. Why not?
Right. Oh
and
my
I
gosh.
pick really, really great date spots that you don't have to leave. I mean, like once if you're at a restaurant, you have to leave immediately.
Yeah.
Like once you're done with your food, you leave.
Right.
But
right.
I pick like a brewery.
Right. Where it's like more of like a lingering spot. No, that's
Or we go to a restaurant, then a brewery.
Right.
That was like my thing when I was very.
And you were dating quite a bit. Yeah. Well, this rule, I kind of like, I understand it and I kind of agree with it. I'll actually like combine two of them because they're kind of a similar sentiment. But basically this rule, this person was saying, I did not write the name there. I got this from someone, but they were essentially saying like 90 minutes is enough time to get like a good sense of the person, who they are, whether you have like a general like attraction to them and want to see them again. And then anything longer beyond that is just like it's
fluff.
It's fluff, or it's just too much in the sense of like your brain starts getting carried away with the excitement and then you start like it can potentially create more confusion because say like you have this really great first date, it was several hours long, these marathon dates that literally marathon dates. And they go on for a long time, but then that person doesn't want to see you again. Or like you do go on a second date and a third date, and the second and third date are not nearly as like great as that first. And so you form this like significance to this thing that wasn't actually necessarily there. It was just because you talked about all this, you just hung out with them for way too long. You met
a stranger for the first time.
Right, exactly. So you're not able to have as much perspective on the actual situation of how the date actually went.
Fair.
And the thing that I'm going to combine is like to limit texting a person when you're dating, and which like I don't necessarily agree with this so hardcore, but I kind of like the idea of just kind of this sentiment of like leaving more to be left to be like discovered because people, and I've done this before, right? Where
I know
I'm sending podcast length
essays,
voice messages, back and forth. We're talking about everything in between
debates.
Exactly, in between dates, and like it's intense, and so you create this really intense attachment to this person because you're texting like this, and like it's not actually what you think it is because you are forming this bond via messages.
And I essays like long, like 1,000 words type situations,
and it creates like a false sense of like intimacy because of that.
Like, to never go on a date with these people.
Yes.
Every time I've done that with a person, never gone on a date with them.
Exactly.
Ever once. It was kind of crazy.
You laid it all out there on the table, right then and there. You know what I mean? Exactly.
I would want to see though if I could do that and then go on a date with a person and see how that conversation
like talk to them like at that length and still go on a date with them and still have a good time.
Text them that much, and then what would we be discussing?
What would that date look like then?
Because again, it never goes past for whatever reason.
Yeah,
and I think that's so bizarre.
Yeah.
No,
it can like it really like kind of ruins. It can ruin the chances because then the person feel like you got to know everything you needed to know, but like there's so much to be said about meeting someone in person and like getting a sense of them. So I don't know. It like I feel like it can like set you up. You set yourself up for failure potentially. I
agree. And for us specifically, the conversationalists, we can say what we text you in person.
Oh, 1,000%.
So why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly.
But yeah, no. Damn. Nornu always used to make fun of me for that.
Yeah.
I was always sending I was sending books.
You were sending damn essays.
Sending books, bro.
You were sending a whole thesis.
Short novels.
Yes.
Short stories to these people.
Jesus Christ.
And then they were eating it up. And I was like, damn, I put in all the effort and they like
right. And then
me.
Exactly. It's all that energy you spend up and you're like, I'm connecting so hardcore with this person for them to just ghost you.
Yeah, I was like, maybe this is the one. Like, I can't text everyone like this. No, you're delusional.
Yep.
You're delusional. That's just
the delusion.
Yeah, it's
real.
Rough. It's rough.
Yes.
That one hit me a little bit.
Yeah, that one's too close to home.
I don't like it. All right. So this is my last one actually.
Okay.
And dating rule. Expecting a man to fund your lifestyle is a scam. And I like that a lot because they followed it up with 50-50 is like a very practical way to live, especially in your early 20s and your 20s in general. The people that you're building a life with don't have money to fund your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And 50-50 is just such a practical way to exist in the world. Splitting bills.
What if you're not dating your age?
Oh, what? Then that's your thing.
Okay.
But like, that's a different thing.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a different thing. If you want to have a sugar daddy and get your bills paid for and blah, 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 you want to date people twice your age, that's your prerogative. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a type of dating. But for all the people who want people who are their peers and want people to grow with and cultivate this like incremental life with, to expect a 22-year-old to fund your lifestyle is crazy. It's crazy.
That is, even you saying that.
And judging your 22-year-old boyfriend on his ability to fly you out and take you on trips and buy you a designer and do all this stuff, like that's insane.
Yeah.
If you're actually trying to build a life with this person,
right? Splitting
the bills is such a great way to save money so that you can get to the place where you can
both
be
want
taking
to be
those trips and doing all that fun stuff. And I was like, yeah, why, especially in the Black community, do we have such a disdain for 50-50?
Yeah.
And I know I had this whole like soapbox moment talking about how 50-50 doesn't exist. But just like on a practical level, Black women and Black people, this is a conversation that we have all the time. All the athletes, there's actually a conversation, speaking of rap, actually, there's a little tangent.
Yeah.
How I was saying that male rap is not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah.
There is a guy who just released a song that is just nothing but fun. It's
love that.
Pure fun. I'm going to play it for you after this episode.
Okay.
It's so good.
Love that.
And everyone's like into it. The NFL draft just became a thing. He's a D1 athlete.
Gotcha.
And there's this conversation about how the more wealthy a Black man is, the more likely he is to be with a white woman. And that conversation. Yeah. And they were saying, it was like, yeah, because white women are more aligned with where I'm trying to go. The moment I'm dating a Black girl, it's all you paying for this because you got it, blah, 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 blah. You can buy this for me. You can take me here. You can do this. I want this. I want this. I want that.
Sure.
And white girls are just not doing that. They're helping you out. They're buying you dinner. They're taking care of you type shit while you do the things you have to do to make money. Yeah. And I was like, forget the race. Like, take the race out of it.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm just like, why isn't that just more of a thing in your 20s specifically? Because if you're over here as a mid or late 20-year-old dating like a 40-year-old who is like you have to 50-50 with, that's kind of like right. We have words for y'all too,
right?
But if you guys are both peers, both 22, both 23, just like trying to get ahead in life, expecting them to provide, expecting a man to be a provider
at that age in your 20s,
it like blows my mind that we got so wrapped in this conversation. Like now 21-year-olds are over here like, I don't know I can't have this girl because I can't buy all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. It's like, damn, it's crazy that you feel like you have to do that.
Right. Well, I feel like that's also like a very common thing that I hear from men is that they don't really date hardcore or seriously until they're in their 30s because they don't feel like they have anything to provide until they're at a certain point, right? Because they know that, and I don't know if that's like how much of that is like just like the expectation and they're following it, so they're just like, I'm just not going to even try and be doing anything serious with anyone until I have it like that. Yeah. Or if it's like they themselves, because I've heard like I forget where I heard this from, but like there are some people there are some men who want to build their castle with their queen, and there's some men who want to have the castle prepared for their queen. And like, so I don't know how much of it is like informed by like how we talked about these things that are just kind of ingrained in society and that like expectations of like men in general, and how much of it is just like for these specific men, that's just how they are. That's how they want to operate. They don't want to be in a serious relationship until they have the castle ready to provide for their queen. Right.
Boring.
Yeah. Boring. Spice it up. Live a little life. Let's do stuff. Let's struggle a little together.
Yeah.
He said, wait.
I don't know. But like,
you know,
if we struggle together, are we really struggling? Is like what I'm postulating.
Sure,
and I do think it's mostly societal programming.
Gotcha.
I think that's just the way that we've been indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Because men will say it and women will expect it. And it's a conversation off both sides.
Totally.
Where I'm just like, in this economy?
And this, no, for real.
Splitting, if you both make the same amount of money, splitting rent makes so much sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that it's a point of contention is weird to me. When you don't want to date the millionaire because you know that they won't value you.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Like, what do we want?
Yeah, the expectations are strange.
Yeah.
So
I understand that.
That to me, like, is a thing. And again, if you want your lifestyle provided for, there are men for that.
Right.
And you can get those men, and you'll just have to deal with what comes with pursuing those men.
Yeah. I agree with that. They don't have to be double your age, though. They can be like in their 30s. There's very rich 30-year-olds, early 40s. That's where I was like, double your age.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Like, that is not the point that I'm focusing on. Everything else, like, that was so irrelevant to the everything else I said. Like, yo.
No, you actually made great points, and I agree with everything you just said.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Well, I guess I have two more. I can just bloop bloop.
Yeah, do your thing.
So the first one, I don't really care about this one because I feel like it's just kind of obvious. I wrote it down just in case. It was like one of the first that I found, so I was like, I'm gonna write this down just in case I don't find any other good ones. But it's a good one. It's like a solid one. The rubber band theory.
Okay.
If someone pulls away, let them. If they are meant for you, right for you, want to be with you, etc., they will snap back, so to speak.
Yeah. It's good, it's fine, but I see why you're like, it's just like, it's so cliche.
No, exactly. I like wrote it down because I was like, oh, the rubber band theory. And it is like true. I think it's like good for people to kind of exercise, what is that? The laws of like detachment, you know? I think that's really important.
What's for you will come to you.
Exactly. But I think it's a very like, it's been said so many times.
It's a tired concept.
It's a tired concept. These other ones, it's kind of like sort of a rapid fire, but there's like a similar theme. Like he says this, there's three things. This guy, his TikTok @ was the Jaunt, JAUNT, and he was giving advice about women dating profiles and like from his perspective, like, you know, what to do to put on your dating.
What a man be attracted to.
Exactly. But mainly, which I kind of understand, it was kind of like his overall sentiment was like, don't put anything like negative about men on your dating profile if you are wanting to date men.
I agree.
Which I do also agree with. Look, I'll say men ain't shit all day, but I don't mean all men ain't shit, but I will say that. And I also won't put that on my dating profile. But he said one of the things was, this is something that he saw often, was don't allude to your ex on your profile. So making some sort of like passive aggressive comment of like, I don't know, like Hinge will have like those prompts and it'll be like, I forget exactly the wording of it, but I'll date men, or I want to be with someone who, and then the girl will insert like, who doesn't play video games all night and has like a gambling obsession. Like it's like
you're wounded.
They're clearly talking about like a specific person. It's like, and I honestly like to take that even further, not even just like specific to women, but for people in general with their dating profiles, it doesn't do you any good to put anything with like a negative connotation on your dating profile.
Right,
it just doesn't make any sense. Exactly.
We're there for good vibes and fun. Like,
right. You're looking to like find some person
and screaming to the world that you're not over your ex. That's strange.
Right. Or just like putting stuff on there that like has some sort of negative undertone or negative connotation. Like men will do that too in a different way, right? Like I don't like like swipe up on me if you aren't looking for someone who's like something super like red pill or like you know what I mean? Like I'm not looking for a woman who's like looking to take advantage of me and my money or you know some bullshit.
There was a funny trend going on where this girl she would put on her Hinge thing, what's your most controversial opinion?
Yeah.
And show all the responses that men were giving.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, you're not supposed to be honest and talk about like your most controversial opinion.
Yeah.
It was like so aggressive, like, oh, I don't think blah, blah, blah. Or I think whatever. Just really aggressive things.
Right.
I was like, oh, vanilla ice cream is better than Like chocolate.
Right, exactly. Like it's like it has to be a decent level of controversiality in it.
Not like,
but like
I think
not
I should
so
be able
like
to say the N-word. Like, what?
exactly. Like not actually controversial, bro. Like what? It's more of like an opportunity to be like that prompt specifically is a moment to show off your quirkiness.
Exactly.
You know, what's a quirk that you have and that you can show off?
I think Helen Keller could read and write. I think her entire thing is a scam.
Exactly. There you go. That's funny.
It's hilarious. It's great.
Exactly.
You can use that line.
Yes. You guys, please use it. And then another one that he said was, okay, which is what I already kind of alluded to. Don't shit on guys in general. He was saying how he would see like a lot of women's profile of like, prove to me that, like the prompt was like, prove to me. And then they would like the woman would say that all men aren't trash. And he was like, I would see that a lot.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah. And I was actually kind of surprised that's a thing.
Changed my mind about men.
I'm like,
would rather not.
Look, I understand I have been wounded. I've been deeply wounded. Don't get me wrong. This girl has scars. But you take that so deeply, but I mean it in such like a lighthearted way and just actually no, it's good because I meant it to get a reaction out of you. Like I'm saying that to get a reaction,
right?
But like look, like I understand like men have treated you poorly, and I also like understand like the rhetoric. I've seen this on TikTok as well. It's like women will talk about this, and even men I see where they'll be like, look, women will say all men are trash or all men this or all men that.
I hate all
but
men.
Like understanding that when we're saying that statement, it's almost like a socially political statement to say about specific things that doesn't actually mean literally all men. Right. And if it doesn't apply to you, then you're not included in that
it's
all.
Like the whole like Black lives, all lives matter type
right,
of thing. It's like,
exactly.
Yes, all lives matter, but we're saying Black lives matter because of this situation.
Exactly. And that's
you know, as much as I'm not like ingrained in the whole like anger about women saying those things, I never thought about it that way. Yeah. I've never made that connection.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's very useful.
Exactly. And that's what it is. And so it's like, people are taking it literally. But at the same time, like we're saying, this is a dating profile. Maybe not like shitting overtly on men in your dating profile when you're matching with men or you're putting your preference as being men who you want to date. It's like it's one of those things of like just like the negativity is just like does not feel useful in the dating space when you're trying to find someone to date or to be with.
It says a lot about you.
Yeah. And it's like maybe you're just kind of in a negative headspace, and that's just hard to date.
Yeah, like maybe you should
when you are first starting to date someone, like the beginning stages.
And especially like as a man, it's really annoying to have to deal with like all the legacy of an ex before you even start dating this person. Like, wow, like I already know what I'm going to be dealing with, so I'd rather just not even participate. Yeah,
no, exactly. It's definitely makes those people. It's a blocker. It's a
little barrier.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, that was my last one.
Sweet. Should we rank them?
Yes. I agree. I really like the orange peel theory.
Okay, cool. That's
definitely the best one.
That's number one. That's
definitely the best one.
I exaggerate a lot, but like I'm usually on point with my hype, low key. Yeah. I don't like overhyping things.
Yeah. No, so, I do really like that one.
Definitely orange peel theory.
Yes.
I like the 3-3-3 rule.
Yes.
Based on how you interpret it.
Okay.
So orange peel theory, 3-3-3 rule.
What were some of the other ones that you had?
The women on the top of the mountain.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That can be third. I like that one too.
Yeah.
And then the 50-50. Don't expect your 22-year-old boyfriend to fund your lifestyle.
Yeah. Honestly, like anything after that, like I know which one's at the bottom, the rubber band.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not because it's like bad, but
not because it's
overdone.
Exactly. It's just overdone. I feel kind of mutually like these are just like solid good ones personally about the ones in between.
So 5 is like the rest of the ones you said.
So like for me personally, I would rank them the orange peel theory. I do like the 3-3-3 rule because I always like timelines.
Gotcha.
And then everything in between is kind of like these are just all solid good on the generally same plane.
Gotcha.
And then the rubber band theory at the bottom.
Gotcha. So none of the other ones are like you can really rank them because they're all like generally the same level of decent.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
to me.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Enough. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I co-sign that.
For sure.
For sure. Well, yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Me too. We made it through. I'm
did.
kind of at that point where I'm kind of sleepy now.
That champagne will do that to you.
Champagne, yeah.
Champagne,
I'm like, all right.
little snooze fest.
Literally.
Have you tried the orange peel theory? And if you have, how did it go?
I am so curious. I'm like, that is like one that like, I want to try that. That's a good one.
I think so too.
It's a really good one.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But it's too late. Don't try it on me. I'll know what you're trying to do.
I'll know what you're doing.
I will pass that test.
I understand.
You're gonna have to be more creative if you're going to test me. But like I said, don't test me.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do it.
You gotta be more creative.
But don't.
But what if? Okay, but would you like if a girl did test you so creatively in a way that you did not know that you were being tested? Would you at least give her props for like the creativity in testing you? If it could be
as executed and seamless as the orange peel test.
Like in a way that like you were completely unaware of it and it was also very effective.
Yeah, then 100%. I respect. I give honor to where it's due.
Right.
Like I'll always respect what's worth respecting.
Totally.
But don't come at me crazy.
Yeah.
And when I say don't test me, it's the shit test that women are always doing. That just like I know that you have to deal with it, but I hate that I have to deal with it. You know?
I think that's more like insecure people will do those really dumb tests. I think that's what it is more so than just women in specifically.
The TLDR, I hate insecure people.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me if you're insecure. The end.
Right. The end.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, with that being said, if you want to see more of Jem's saltiness, don't test me. Or no, sassiness. That's a better word for it. That's more accurate. I'm a little tipsy right now. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find words. Follow us on our Instagram, on our TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube, like our Facebook page, all that good stuff. If you want to see more of our faces and more of our content and more of our opinions and advice.
Because at the end of the day, I'm Jem.
And I'm Renee.
And we're the Intellectuals signing off until next time.
Goodbye.
BB Eldridge.
BB Eldridge.